What is up, everybody? It is go time. How's it going, Matt? How you doing?
Pretty good.
School treating you all right?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's just okay.
Yeah, just a little bit okay.
Give it a shot. Say it's go time.
It's go
How's it
time.
feeling? How's that feeling?
I don't know. I'm not feeling anything right now.
You're not feeling it after our
Long day.
after our technical difficulty bullshit we ran into?
Yeah, that shit was
Yeah.
annoying.
So just a heads up to everyone that's watching. That's live on Twitch right now. There may not be too many people at the moment, but if you hover over the screen, you'll get a little icon for the Twitch alerts. Let us know how that is. I haven't messed with it yet, and it only comes live only goes on when we're live. So give it a shot, see how it works. If you like it, let us know. If not, we'll throw it away. Also, on the bottom, there's Stream Legends. It's a game that Matt and I have been playing pretty religiously,
Yeah,
and
I'm pretty pumped about it.
yeah, so you can level a character up, and it's only attached to this channel. So the more you play on it and you level up the town, everyone that plays will get more and more, and it should be super awesome. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let everyone keep us updated on it if you like it. If you don't, please let us know. Other than that, we're gonna get into it right up on it. New releases. How's the new releases looking for you this week?
Let's see here. I mean, you pulled all these, so I don't know too much about these. What you got? Knack 2 coming out? It came out.
Knack 2 came out. It did.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's cool.
Yeah, it's not a huge release, but I think
I
it's
didn't even know it came
doing
out. I didn't even know it was coming out.
okay. Yeah, neither did I. It kind of surprised me, to be honest. I was not expecting it, and it kind of came out of nowhere, but it's here, and now we got to
I
deal with
didn't.
it.
I didn't expect that people were gonna. I mean, I didn't think it sold well enough to get a sequel, but I guess they think it did. So
Hey, if that's what it's got to go. That's what
I
it's got
don't
to
know.
go.
Yeah, but then yeah, we got a what? Destiny 2 came out, and
Yep.
that's consumed my life pretty much.
I have not touched it, so I'm gonna take your word for it. If you want to go ahead and explain on it, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we want to jump into it right here, I guess, but we
Well,
can. Yeah, so
just a quick. I mean, we may go
oh
into it
yeah,
later,
yeah,
but
yeah. I can do like a quick little
yeah,
type of review, I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to get my screen all set up. I'm just not. It's not
y-
working right now.
yeah, I know how that
Yeah, no.
goes.
So Destiny 2. No, I've been messing with that, and I got it what midnight or whatever.
Hmm.
Watched it. Me and my cousin have been playing basically all Wednesday. We played. Had a great time. It's a lot of fun if you like Destiny 1. Um, I don't know. It's great. It's just a great addition to the Destiny franchise, I guess. So I mean, it's very much like that jump from Halo 1 to Halo 2, and it feels a lot like Halo, which is cool now.
Hmm.
It feels like Bungie's going back to their roots a little bit. There's
Okay.
a really cool level that is vehicle based, so you're running around in a vehicle and just shooting shit with your tank, and it's just a lot of fun. But I highly recommend it.
Can't go wrong
I,
with that.
I wanted to play tonight, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll get back to it after this. I was gonna stream it. We'll see.
I'm gonna drag you through the fucking dirt right now. You're not gonna play anything when I'm done with you, son.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because so the first, real quick, the first Destiny, um, I did not care for. It was just kind of it burnt me out after 2 weeks. I was like, I'm at the end. There's nothing I can do. It did get better afterwards, according to people that kept playing it. But
Yeah.
I am excited. I'm not going to spend $60 on it. I just can't.
So
I can't right
the
now.
thing that I really like about it, as because I was in the same boat with you when Destiny 1 came out. I was super pumped for it. I got to like the maximum light level you could get to. I was
Hmm.
like, this is fucking boring. It was just dead. There was no content.
Okay.
So what they did with this is like there's this really cool thing where after you hit level 20, you used to gain like every time you would like technically level after 20 because
It'd
20
be
is max
light,
level.
right? It's called light
Yeah,
or whatever it was.
yeah, mode of light or whatever. Well, now what you do is you get a bright engram, and bright engrams are engrams that you can actually buy with like real world money because they give cosmetic shit. But now you just get those when you level, which is really cool. And then
Okay.
also, what I really like is each area is way more open, and they have these like vendors that have specific reputation tokens, kind of like things like World of Warcraft, and you can farm these reputation tokens and turn them in to make the vendor's level go up. And once the
Okay.
vendor levels up, each time they level up, you get an engram from that vendor. And each vendor has like a specific set of gear they pull from in those engrams. And like they all have a specific look, and it's just really cool. So I'm basically I hit my max level. I haven't actually beat the story because I was just fucking farming a bunch of shit, but I'm just like
Okay.
farming at like tokens right now, trying to get this full set of gear I want. Like that's just what I'm doing, and it's like there's always something to do. Like there's these cool things called lost sectors, which are hidden kind of in the world,
Okay.
and you go in them, and it's like a single player. You can play it with friends, but like it's a very like soloable dungeon. So like there's one big boss monster at the end, and there's a bunch of ads and trash and shit, and you just run through and kill it. But it's super fun because like it brings that like sense of exploration to Destiny, which is great, and it also brings it's very easy to jump in and just like play for a little bit. There's always something going on. There's public events happening. It's avoided what Destiny 1 happened, where there was like just no content and you just were done. It's avoided that for right now, at least.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I may pick it up. I'm hoping during Black Friday there's going to be a couple sales and whatnot that kick up, but we will see what's going on. Hopefully around there.
Yeah.
It's usually when I buy most of my games and still don't play those. What else is coming out?
Oh yeah, sorry. And then Monster Hunter Stories comes out tomorrow, which I'm super pumped for.
Are you getting
from
it?
Amazon. Yeah, I'm getting it from Amazon, but I had a payment method mess up, so like it probably won't come on launch day, but I'll get it and play it. I'm super pumped for that. I don't know too much about it. I'm just a huge Monster Hunter fan. I know it's kind of like a chibi Monster Hunter version with like Pokemon type battling or something. I don't know. It's fucking stupid, and it's Monster Hunter, so I want it.
So it's Monster Hunter, and you'll spend the bucks on it. That's all that counts.
Oh yeah.
The
I have my Japanese imported guys already.
Japanese.
So these are from. You could only get these from like they're amiibos, but they're from Japan, and I don't know if they're gonna release them in the U.S. But these are from Monster Hunter Story. I don't know if you can see them. You might be able to. But yeah, they're really fucking cool. And they were like, I got them like $20, so they're not too expensive, but they're super awesome, and they're also gonna work with the U.S. copy of Monster Hunter Stories, from what I understand already. So I don't feel too bad.
Okay. That helps. I mean, yeah.
Then
I'm interested in seeing how that's going out. I'm not had no experience with Monster Hunter whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
it's totally a side story spinoff. Like it's not, it's just the name Monster Hunter. It's not really like the type of gameplay. It's more like monster battling and shit. Like I think, from what I understand,
you think
kind of like a Pokemon.
That works. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That works. And finally, your favorite game that you got to review, Lego Worlds. What up on the Switch?
Yeah, I guess.
How's the hype on that? The hype is good.
I think Lego Worlds was a piece of trash, but I don't know.
It's made enough money to move it over to the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun enough where I think a lot of kids will pick it up, and it was a cool multiplayer game, but I didn't understand that you have the Lego sandbox. But I mean, because when I got Lego Worlds, I talked about this in my review. If you go back and read it, I was so pumped for Lego. Yeah, like I was so pumped for Lego Worlds, and when I got you guys you're like, oh, go read it. I was so fucking stoked, and I went online and I went to this website. I can't remember what it's called, but you can find all the old Lego builds, like somebody scans them in or whatever.
Okay.
Of all the instructions. So I found one of the X-wing sets that I had when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna build this in game. And in Lego Worlds, I sit down and I start to do that, and like you can't do that. One, because you have to unlock all the pieces, which is like that's fucking stupid. Two, not all the pieces are in the game. So like not every type of piece. Like I don't care if it's a Star Wars branded piece, that doesn't matter to me. I understand it's not gonna be in the game. But like certain blocks aren't in the game's fucking memory or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can't find them no matter what you do. So it's not like just like a one-to-one Lego box, and that's what I thought it was. I mean, the game's called Lego Worlds, you know what I mean? I thought it was gonna be like, this is the ultimate Lego experience, build whatever you want. Yeah, it's not like that.
Okay. That's understandable.
Yeah, it was just a little lame for me.
Understandable. So you've already kind of said you've been wasting all your time on Destiny 2, living, breathing. Is there anything else that you've been playing this week that should be worth noted?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been playing the shit out of Everybody's Golf, which
yeah, as everyone should be playing everyone's golf.
Yeah, everybody should be golfing. Like
yeah, let's be real.
That game's amazing. So that honestly, like I don't even know. Like I don't know. Are we gonna review that one for GameOctane, or we should just?
It's on the back burner since we paid for it, and we have a lot of reviews that we've been given that we're behind on. So we're gonna work on those first. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Everybody's Golf is just so great. Like I was gonna say, I don't even feel like we need to review it because it's just so good. Like it's so easy to say.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yes, it's delicious.
Yeah, I mean it's so fun. And then again playing a bunch of Destiny 2. And then I've been playing this mobile game called SimCity Build It. It's basically SimCity for your phone. It's super microtransaction-y, like it pushes that, but like I haven't spent any dollar because everything's way too expensive.
Yeah.
But it's one of those games like if you want to just like build shit and then like not play the game for another 4 days, that's fine because like then you're gonna like be able to get your shit and it's how do I explain? It's like
It's not
it
like
wants you, yeah, it wants you to spend the money, but I'm not gonna do that. So I just like let the shit like take 5 days to build or whatever. You know what I mean?
okay, okay, got it.
It's yeah. So I mean, it's super fun, super casual. Honestly, I play it a lot at work when I'm like in the bathroom or whatever because I'm just like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. Like,
Go get my
but yeah,
OTCP.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then playing a shit ton of Yakuza Kiwami. Not enough, but I've been playing it a lot, and that's super fun. Super
That's
fun
awesome.
for all the Yakuza stuff coming out.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I was looking at it, but I got other crap to do. I
Yeah.
can't keep doing it. I can't keep doing it.
What have you been playing lately?
What I've been playing, everybody's golf, obviously. I played that for a bit. I wanted to get all the people unlocked in the first level. You know, when you play the tournaments over and over again, if you beat them more than 3 strokes, they come into your world.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get all of them. I think there's like 80 in the first world, and I think I unlocked like 76.
When do I unlock the ability to fish and shit? Like, I want to go.
I think you have to
that.
get like tournament mode level 3.
Oh my god.
And I
So
think, yep, that's the same time you get the golf cart too, I think. So like that, Brandon and I were talking about, but I was like, maybe I'll try to unlock these before I move on. But like, I tried to start a new tournament, and everyone in the tournament was already in my world, so like I wouldn't unlock it. I was like, okay, I'm kind of stuck. I don't really want to do that right now.
Yeah,
And I have been playing Sundered. I streamed it was it a couple days ago? Just another game from Thunder Lotus. They did Jotun. Jotun? I don't honestly don't know how to pronounce that. But it's like a Metroidvania uh, slash hack and slash game where you go through and you got to defeat the evils and stuff in this world. But the difference is once you defeat the boss, which I haven't got to yet. I did a mini boss, but I haven't done a main boss. When you get a main boss, I think you can take some of their power and you can absorb it. You can absorb it into you, but you become less human when you do that. So you have this choice whether you want to try to absorb all the powers and become like this powerful thing, or just stay human and have a little bit more difficulty, but you'll get more out of it because you're not corrupting yourself, I guess you can say. So
okay.
I haven't got that far into it, but I do want to keep on playing. That game's been super fun. The
Yeah,
Thunder Lotus guys have probably been some of my favorite developers recently. Their games are just amazing, and it's all hand painted, like hand drawn. Like if you remember movies like Secret of the Nymph and stuff like that, like hand drawn artwork that I always say that guy's name, Don Bluth. Like it looks like all of his animation. It's
it reminds
so
me of
good.
like Treasure Planet. Like I don't know if
Yeah. It has
I don't know.
that cool artwork. I think
It's like very flowy and like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
No, yeah, it looks it's pretty smooth. It looks pretty sick.
I backed the game on Kickstarter. Like I was super excited for Sundered. I think it's amazing. Yeah.
Did you play it?
I played when they were doing like the closed beta.
Oh,
I
okay,
played it a little bit there. I got my code. I installed it, and
that's as far as you got.
Like, yeah, like I would start the game up, and you've played the game, so you know how it starts, where you're walking.
Yeah, you're just walking through the sand. Yeah.
For some reason, this is a really stupid gripe, but that is too slow for me. And by the time it takes to get in the game, I'm already wanting to play another game. So I'm like, this 4 seconds, like this 4 seconds is really killing it for me. Like, it's just because like I have to be in like the right mind space to play a game like that.
Are you
like,
saying are you feeling entitled? Is that what
maybe a little bit, I guess.
All right, we'll get into that later. What about hype?
Yeah.
What are you hyped on that's coming up?
So honestly, not too much. I was sitting there. I was like, I don't even know what's coming out anymore. I don't know.
I honestly had to look. I had to look this up because I was after Destiny 2. I'm kind of at a loss of what's coming out until like the holidays. I think we're in a lull for like maybe a couple of weeks before like the end of October, where everything starts going haywire.
So that's kind of where I was too. I try not like for this section, for this hype train segment, I try not to look anything up because it's one of those things it's what am I hyped for, you know? And there really wasn't anything until I was watching some streams and stuff today.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered that Shadows of Mordor is coming out like next month.
Yep.
And that game looks amazing. I loved the first Shadows game.
That was a great game, amazing game.
Yeah, it was really good. I think WB did a really good job with that. I'm excited where the story goes. I like those games a lot, so I'm super pumped for that. I'm super bummed because I can't find the Mithril edition, the one with the statue. Like it just.
Oh, the super hypey edition.
Yeah. Sorry, hold on. No.
Everyone's got to jump on Sahir. Sahir's here.
Yeah,
we gotta take a break.
I know we try not to we try not to interact or read the chat too much while we're doing this podcast, but yeah, I love Sahir, so I feel so bad I haven't been playing Final Fantasy.
We're gonna give a shout out.
Yeah, no, but so that I'm super pumped for. And then Destiny 2 Raid comes out next week, so I'm trying to get geared up for that. So that's kind of like.
Oh, it's not even out yet. You have to wait for that to come out.
Yeah, the raid is like timed content, so it's gonna come out next week.
Is it story based time content, or is it just like we're not done with it? We'll release.
No, it's done. It's in the game. The whole point, like, I mean, okay. How do I say this without sounding disparaging? Sorry, like I didn't want to say it shitty. Have you played an MMO before?
Yeah.
Okay, so what MMO have you played? Like
all of them.
Okay, so you played all of them. So like World of Warcraft comes out. World of Warcraft, what was it called? The new expansion. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, whatever. I get it. Yeah.
Whatever. The fucking one. Yeah. I was gonna say it's called Shadows of Mordor, but that's not what it's called. Whatever. It comes out like the raid's not unlocked right away because you got to give people time to like gear up. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So I mean.
Okay.
No, I just want to go off on a little tangent because like this is my big problem with Destiny is I think people look at it as in like a Call of Duty game where it's like jump in and play, and it's an MMO. It's honestly it's the first true FPS MMO. It's just I don't know. It just gets under my skin sometimes. Like when people are I don't know, fucking it just pisses me off. Regardless.
I get you.
No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm sorry. I just had this huge conversation with my cousin about over at his house.
I wouldn't allow you to yell at me. I would whoop your ass if you started yelling at me. So that's okay.
No, it's just he was telling me he was like, I don't get why they don't fucking have it out right now. It's like you gotta let people get leveled. You gotta let people learn the game.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, you got new people. New people are starting at 0, and some people are starting at 100 or whatever the hell it is. So yeah, it's a big.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the Destiny 2 raid. I'm excited because I'm loving the story so much. I want to see where it goes.
That's cool.
And I think it's gonna be the first game I'm actually gonna try to get a group together and do the raids because in Destiny 1 I didn't do any of the raids. I did them afterwards and I got carried through them because I just didn't care.
Yeah, like I said, I did all the in-game. I did everything that was available, and then I traded it in, and I think like 2 weeks afterwards, or like even a day afterwards, like all this new content came out. I was like, son of a bitch. But
yeah, no. But and then basically, so that's Destiny. That's kind of consumed. But then I'm also kind of excited for Pokemon Gold and Silver, the remakes, or not the remakes, but they're releasing the original Gold and Silver on 3DS.
Yeah.
And it's only I think they're $10 to be honest. Like they're super fucking cheap.
That's it. That's not too bad.
They're cheap. Yeah, and I mean Gold and Silver. I don't remember playing when I was a kid. Like I remember playing Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So I'm kind of excited to go back and play those just because like I mean I know I played them. You know what I mean? But I just don't remember that. So like just to sit down with that and.
I don't think I played Gold and Silver too much when I was younger. I think it was just more Red and Blue, and that's as far as I got.
Pokemon is just such a relaxing game for me. Like it's just one of those you just sit down and you zone out and you just run around and collect Pokemon. I mean that's I don't know. I'm just pumped for that because I think it's gonna put me in a good mindset. So
good mindset.
Yeah, I kind of need that right now. So. What have you been playing recently?
Hype-wise, I heard Borderlands 3 could be in development, and I got super hyped on that because Borderlands 2 was my jam. I loved that game so much. And so there's not much to say about it. It's a rumor. Like they don't even officially done it, but I guess they have like 80% of their staff working on a single title over at was it 2K or Gearbox?
Yeah, well, Gearbox. 2K's publisher.
Yeah, so they were like, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm hyped. If there's a Borderlands 3 coming out, yeah, I'll be buying that one because that game was amazing. And 'tis the season for sport games. I know we talked about Madden that just came out, but NBA comes out like next week. 2K is like next week or the week after. FIFA comes out like next week or the week after. NHL comes out like the week or the week after. Because all the seasons are starting like so soon. But I don't know why, but I got a bug to play NBA for some reason, and I haven't played an NBA. I haven't played an NBA game in so long. I think it's because I've been so hyped on the Kings draft picks. Like, oh man, I gotta play some Sacramento Kings, but I don't want to pay that much. So yeah, my hype right now is the sport games that are all coming out. So everyone's gonna be. A lot of people are stoked on them. They make a shit ton of money, especially FIFA, the #1 selling game of all time. Popular around the world. Sells so fucking much. Alright, let's move in the news before we drone on it.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think that was too bad. Yeah, news. It was kind of a, yeah, no. Oh shit, I forgot this sidetrack, but yeah, definitely hockey. I'm super pumped for hockey because I'm a huge hockey fan. So
Mhm.
I'm super pumped for NHL 18. Did you play the beta at all? Did you get to try it out?
Nope, I didn't play the beta. I
It's
didn't
all.
even play 17 because I got pissed off at the voting for the cover. So I boycotted it last year.
I should have boycotted it because I fucking hate the Blues, but whatever. Fucking
Yeah, I hate
Canucks.
the Blues, and I feel like Pavelski should have won, but
Oh, Joe, yeah. Oh my fucking god, I love him.
yeah, they're like everyone's like analyzing the retweets and the hashtags, and they're like, how's Pavelski have like 200,000 more hashtag uses in the Blues, but he didn't get it.
It
So I was
was
like,
bull. It's all money. That's all it was.
I
Yeah.
said, yeah, I'm not buying that. They're like, well, you can buy it and then print your own cover. I'm like, no, I'm not wasting a single extra cent on this game. I'm done. So I may go back to this year. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it's super fun. I played the beta. What I really like is their new 3-on-3 format. It's called like I think it's just it might be called Arc. No, I think it's called threes or whatever. NHL
Well,
threes.
yeah, that's what they have in All Star. The All Star break uses 3-on-3,
Yeah, and
so
it's
they're
it's
probably using
super
that.
fun, and the announcers are super like goofy and over the top. They're just like, oh, big hit, and there's like no penalties and shit, so you're just fucking hip checking people
Oh
and
yeah,
like
okay, then I gotta get it because are
it's
they
super
doing
fun.
a story mode like the Madden one stuff or no? Still getting
Not like
shown.
that, no. Like, I mean, they're still just doing the make your character. This is my problem with NHL. This is gonna be another kind of sidetrack, but NHL is amazing. Like, I love the gameplay. The gameplay's smooth all the time. I mean, yeah, it's a little buggy sometimes in certain areas, but whatever. But it's great. My biggest issue is like, it's the smallest team out of all three of the sports games. It's the smallest fucking team. So the game is very feature like less, like, and it's just like it's just a little like it's sad because like I love NHL so much. I
Hmm.
wish it would have big story mode and this great thing. But
Yeah,
I think it's a great game for what it is. And honestly, I'll pay $60 a fucking year to support them. It's it's not that big of a deal. Like I don't know. I again, this could kind of segue into our main topic about gamer entitlement. So maybe I'll hold back on this because like it's
yeah. Hold off on it.
uh,
We got a few more things to bring up. So
yeah. But
we'll take that to the
this
end.
week in news, yeah, this week in the news, it was kind of yeah. You were right when you told me you weren't joking when you said it was kind of a not that big of a week.
Yeah, I was scraping for the bottom on a couple things, and the only thing that like the biggest piece of news was something that came up today about South Park, but we'll get into that when we get to the bottom because
Yeah, that's
that was epic.
I
We'll
don't know.
don't talk. All right, let's go.
Yeah, no. I was just saying. Yeah. So the first thing I pulled out of here was for all you Final Fantasy 14 people, if you're still playing that, which I am, it's fun, but I haven't had time to play it. And if you're also a weirdo and like Yokai Watch, I don't
Weirdo.
know. Is Yokai Watch cool? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Ghostbusters, isn't it? I have no idea. I
I
honestly
don't.
have no clue. I don't know.
I
Do
know
you have a
Yokai. I
watch?
know Yokai is huge in Japan. I know it's fucking crazy over there.
Everything's huge in Japan.
Yeah. I don't know. But Yokai Watch are now in Final Fantasy 14 for a limited time. It's one of their timed events. I think they've done this before. They also did this with what else was it? I can't remember. They have a bunch of cross promotion shit all the time.
Hmm.
But you can get Yokai Watch mounts and minions, and it's from now when this was posted. I think. Let me see, September 5th through November 1st. So you got
Interesting.
almost all month to do it. Or no, 2 months. Isn't September, October, November, right? I don't.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got like 2 months
Yeah.
here. So yeah, you can get all your little
Months.
shit. I don't fucking know. But go do that. Go play Final Fantasy. If you want to play Final Fantasy and you are lonely, text me because I am also lonely when I play Final Fantasy.
If you are alone.
And speaking of being lonely and being
Swipe
a weirdo,
left.
yeah. Humble
Oh
Bundle
God, I
has
can't believe you put this as news. This isn't news.
This is news. Humble
Oh.
Bundle has a honey Sakura bundle. These are the people who make Honey Pop, and I don't fucking know what else.
Basically, it's softcore porn
Yeah,
where you try to hook up with hot anime chicks,
fucking
and
with all these girls have foxtails and shit. I might have to buy this. This is right up my fucking weeaboo.
yeah, because I got an alert. Like I love Humble
Jesus
Bundle. I've been a huge piece of it, like a huge part of it. And they're like every time I was like, oh, new Humble Bundle. I was like, get the
But
fuck
yeah,
out of
yeah,
here.
no, it's if you want to go jerk off to anime chicks, go do it. But give your money to fucking. It's I think supporting Riley's Children's Hospital. And that's the only reason I really put it on here. I'm a huge proponent of Riley's.
Mhm.
I've had to go like not me personally, but I've had family that goes to Riley's a lot. That's who I raise money for every year for Extra Life, which is another thing I want to talk about. But yeah, so definitely go do that when you get your rocks off to cat anime chicks. because you know I will.
God damn it.
The
All right.
next thing we got, yeah, this is a kind of a funny story, maybe. I don't know. Lawbreakers is getting
Yeah.
new content, new maps, features, and classes. They've laid out their roadmap for Q4 of 2017. It looks like, let's see here, they are going to start with a new map. I think it's 2 new maps, and they're going to have a new feature called a skirmish, and this is all going to start in September. And they're going to have their boss league, which I believe is going to be the ranked ladder type
Yeah,
thing.
I heard. Okay.
And yeah, then they have a new class and some, they say, plus more rapid fire updates. The game's dead, to be honest. I think Steam concurrent users, according to Steam Spy, was at like under 300, sub 300.
Oh wow.
Like a while ago, and it's just been dropping since then. It's a cool game. I mean, from what I played, a little bit, it was pretty fun.
We have a copy to review, to be right.
Yeah, I jumped in and tried to play it one day, but didn't end well. So
Yeah. That's another topic, but yeah, it was very. Um, it was a very good idea. I just don't think it was the right time for it. To be
well, I mean,
honest.
I know me personally. I mean, I think the game looked interesting. It also looked very generic. And then I also think Cliffy B didn't do the game any justice and any favors by coming out at E3 and being like, "We're not going to be that overpriced bullshit. We're going to be $30." And it's like you're taking shots at people that like I don't give a fuck about Overwatch, but like I like Blizzard. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
one of those things like I'm not like
Oh hell no,
when you
bitch.
talk shit to talk shit, you look dumb, and that's kind
Yeah,
of what happened. But
it's true.
regardless, speaking of people looking dumb, this is a great segue.
Yeah, this is a great follow up in there.
So there was an interview with what's his name, Pete Hines.
Yeah, Hines, I believe it
Yeah,
is.
Pete Hines. Yeah, he was at PAX West, and I believe this comes from his name's TEK Syndicate. He's like a YouTube guy and shit. I've seen some of his stuff before, but regardless, talking to Pete Hines, and Pete Hines said something along the lines of, "There's still an unannounced title that's due out this end of this year." You know.
Yeah, in 2017. Unannounced game.
Unannounced title.
Yeah.
And unannounced game. It's a new, and he didn't say it's a new IP, but when he was pressed for more information, he was like, "No, he did. No, just coming later this year. Coming later this year." And then follow up on Twitter. His exact quote was, "I probably just had a concussion from the beating I took online and was rambling. Ignore." A lot of people were like, "Oh, okay, so maybe he was a slip of the tongue." I personally don't believe that. I personally believe that they do have an unannounced title that's due at the end of this year, and he just fucking
Yeah, I think
fucking yeah, like
I feel like the follow up. Sorry, like it was a slip. I feel like he may have said something he shouldn't have, or he get back to the office and they're like, dude, it's not gonna be out until beginning of 2018. I'm like, oh shit. Like
yeah, or something like that. It's like we haven't announced it yet because maybe there's like a partnership that they can't talk about yet. Maybe maybe he's hinting at the Game of Thrones game, like maybe because there is a Game of Thrones game in development. So like maybe that's what it is. Like I don't know.
We don't know, but I hope it's not a lie, and I hope it's true. I just hope he didn't get caught and screw himself over and any other future titles. But
well, what I really like about Pete Hines is I've followed some of his stuff, and he's a very non-bullshit PR person.
Yeah, he doesn't deal. Yeah, he doesn't deal.
Yeah, like he'll call fucking people out on the internet and shit. It's really cool. Like, but so I like him a lot. So I mean, maybe he was telling the truth and it was a slip of the tongue. I don't know. Regardless, I'm hyped for it either way. I would rather have Bethesda work on a better engine than another game, but that's just me because their last games have been pretty trash. But whatever. I digress.
You do, Chris. But let's get into a good announcement that happened today. LA Noire coming for the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One in November 14th. That kind of came out of nowhere. I think there was a rumor about it before, but this is impressive. This was a Rockstar game that didn't get too much love. It's more of a cult classic, I think, now.
Well, again, Rockstar, a lot of people got to remember, this wasn't developed by Rockstar.
No, it wasn't. It was published.
It was published by Rockstar. And let me look up the developer real fast. I just remember this personally just because I was working at GameStop when this came out, and fucking people just couldn't fucking let it go. That it was I remember I fought with this dude tooth and nail. Team Bondi. Bondie, so
Yeah.
Bondi maybe. But they were the developers. Rockstar published it. Regardless, I mean, it's still Rockstar property or whatever. But yeah, it's coming out. Like you were saying, didn't mean to cut you off there, but
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's coming out for the Switch. I think I already said Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and it's also coming out with the VR case files, which comes with 7 select cases from the original game, rebuilt specifically for a virtual reality experience on the HTC Vive system. So if you don't have an HTC Vive, you may not get that extra piece out of it. But that also would be pretty sick because I can see you looking for clues and stuff with the headset on. It'd be pretty legit, I'm not gonna lie.
that is pretty sick. And that's another thing is with it's not just a port. These are, and I'm not saying like they're like remasters, but for PS4 and Xbox One, they're in lighting enhancements, new cinematic camera angles, higher resolution, higher textures, 4K support.
Yeah.
And also for the Switch, they're gonna have Joy-Con stuff, gesture-based controls, and HD rumble and stuff. So stuff like that. So they're adding new features to this.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked LA Noire when it first came out. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it was a very underplayed game. I think that was a big thing because it tried to be Grand Theft Auto a little bit, and people played it like Grand Theft Auto, and they were mad you couldn't run around, and they were mad it was in this big.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. People got kind of pissed off on it, the way it was supposed to be played, because they tried playing it like it was a Rockstar game. And I think that was the issue. I honestly have not played it. I picked it up on Steam like years ago, and I have yet to turn it on and play it. So I'm probably gonna jump onto it, or I'll just wait and try to get on the Switch because I think that'd be sick to have the extra enhancements and controls and stuff. And it might actually make me turn on my Switch for once. So that'd be fun.
And I mean, that's the thing. I'll probably pick it up on the Switch just because for port games on the Switch, and I just think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, more stuff on the Switch is always better, and that's another case. And this game, and this might not be news to a lot of people.
Oh, it's news
but
to me.
I do know
there's
a lot of people out there. Yeah, and you might be saying that sarcastically in a joking way. But like, I know personally there's people that play the shit out of Farming Simulator.
Oh, I streamed it. We got a copy to review, and I streamed it, and I went online, and there was no U.S. servers. They were all in the UK and Europe.
That game's huge over there.
And it was unbelievable. And I had to do research afterwards. It's so unbelievably huge, and the teamwork that you can do to build the farm and town and everything was unbelievable. I could not believe how extreme it was and how detailed it was. I just wasn't. I lost my mind. I was like, this is pretty sick. But yeah, for being on the Switch is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's now coming. It's coming to Switch on November 17th, or I'm sorry, November 2017. They haven't given an exact date, but they're putting it. It's like November. And the thing is, I'll be honest. Like, I played this game once. I rented it or something, and I came over and I played it, and I was like, this is fucking weird. I don't get this. Like, I planted my crops, and like, do I have to wait real time? Is this not like
real time? Can you imagine waiting 7 months to harvest?
Yeah, like I didn't get it. But my big thing is, like, for one, it's feature complete. They didn't cut anything out. It's not the pocket version for the iPhone. It's the actual version. It has everything from the other games in it. The quality looks great. It's just cool to see people like that supporting Switch. And I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy the game because it's something that, like, I'll play this. When I'm sitting there like at a doctor's office bored, like, I'll be like, oh, let me check on my plants or whatever. I don't know. It looks cool. Definitely something I'd check out. I'm just glad to see that people are actually supporting the Switch with random shit like this. Like,
yeah, because you're gonna hit an edge. Because there are people that want to play Farming Simulator Mobile. Let's be real, the phone version sucks.
It's bad. Yeah,
but I think this is gonna hopefully build them up a little more because it's a really fun and deep game. It's not gonna be for everyone, that's for damn sure. But yeah, I think it's worth touching up on. I'm glad you found that because I didn't see that at all.
I was so pumped when I saw that. And then another thing, I mean, it's kind of interesting for the people out there, those gearheads that enjoy shit like this. Forza 7 is gone gold, so that means it's getting soon to be released. There's a demo incoming on September 19th for Xbox and Windows 10. Forza 7, the next game in the Forza franchise of like the track racing one, not the big open world one.
Okay.
But that is going to be coming out, and it's cool for people who like it. I don't know. I know it supports cross-buy, which I always like Xbox games that are cross-buy, so it's just a neat little thing.
Yeah, I think the racing. The whole racing demo for the Xbox One and 10, I think it's going to set it off pretty good because there's an untapped PC racing crew that really
Yeah.
haven't really been touched in a while. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, because I think what was it? Forza Horizon 3 was cross buy, and I played that a little bit on my PC, but it was
Hmm.
weird playing with the keyboard, so I just played it on my Xbox. But
Yeah,
I mean, I know there's people who love Forza. I know it sells well, so I mean that's just cool. I like that they're still supporting it with the cross buy. I like that there's a demo. There's not too much I can say about Forza games. They're all car racing games, and I'm not
yeah.
super
There's
into
not
that, so
too
I
too.
don't know.
Yeah,
But
I'm not. I can't.
I
I'm
just
not
want
really
people to know
racing
that
games.
there's a demo out there if you want to try it. This next story, this is pretty big news. I thought it was pretty big news.
Yeah.
Not really necessarily about video games, but about like just the video game economy, if you will. But CD Projekt Red published its financials for the first half of the year. Pulled this article off NeoGAF, and looks like they generated a net profit of 118.5 million PLN, which is some fucking weird Polish money, but that translates to about $33 million.
Yeah. So they
Well,
made
that's net
bank.
profit.
And
Yeah,
people
that's
that don't
net
know
fucking
who
profit.
CD Project Red is, they're the guys who did Witcher and what's their other big one?
They're doing Cyberpunk 2077.
That's okay. That's I think that was the other one I was looking for. Yeah,
Yeah.
Witcher, Gwent. I mean, it's mainly Witcher, but
But another thing is that most of it came from what they generated. But they also CD Projekt Red also has the service of GOG, which is
yep.
good old games. They also have GOG Galaxy, which is kind of a Steam competitor. I highly recommend you check out GOG. Also download GOG Galaxy. It's pretty awesome. But just from that, they've generated 3.5 million in net profits. So I mean that's I'm not
Insane.
saying they're going toe to toe with Steam because yeah, they're definitely not going toe to toe with Steam, but they're doing pretty good. Another good thing about GOG games is they're all DRM free because they don't believe in that shit, which is crazy. And it's just great to see a big publisher that that has DRM free shit. So
Yeah.
basically, you can buy a game and you can share it with everybody. You can be an asshole and just not pay for it. Are still making a profit of $33 million. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, and GOG is great to find retro games. I love stumbling upon like old school games that are like hidden in here. So it's cool. They got a lot of cool stuff on here.
yeah, it's just great. But no, and they're also a really good company. There's also, if you guys are into NoClip, Danny O'Dwyer, he does gaming documentaries. I
Hmm.
believe it may not be out for the public yet, but if you're a Patreon producer or supporter or whatever you want to call it, he's doing a Witcher documentary about like the development of Witcher 3 and stuff. It's really great. All his ones are great. Watch his on Final Fantasy 14 and Rocket League and all that shit. But yeah, there's a little plug for him. Speaking of
And
plugs,
oh, okay. Let's go into this one real quick. So most people, I mean, our age gamers know and understand South Park. Yeah, we're getting into this. If those who have not seen it yet, when you change the difficulty in South Park: The Fractured Butthole, your skin actually changes color. So to up your difficulty, you actually become more black, I guess. Your skin color will change. So, and from people, they have this video on the internet. You can probably see it. It's during the character creation. Um, and Cartman actually says out loud, "This doesn't affect combat, just every other aspect of your whole life." So it, so what does that do? So technically, it doesn't make the game harder, like when you're fighting and physically, but the the more, I don't know, white you are, you get money quicker. You can get into certain areas easily or even automatically, and you get more money. So I I don't know. I mean, I was trying to think about this, like what other video game or other creators could do something or pull something like this off to have a difficulty bar actually change the color of your skin and have it be able to lampoon society in a way like that. Like it just blows my mind. And nobody seems to be upset about it, which is kind of the weird thing. Like I haven't really seen anyone rant or rave about it yet. Um,
well, I mean, I don't. I think if you ran a rave about it, you're kind of being hypocritical. I don't know. I guess like it's for one, it's satire. It's a joke. It's
well,
South Park. They're
understand. I
making
know what
jokes,
I understand what they're poking fun at,
but it's also like it's one of those things where it's making like a political statement, if you will, but that also has some backing.
Mhm.
Because I mean you can't because I think most people can admit like when you're a minority or whatever, like shit's harder. You know what I mean? Like it's harder to get jobs. It's harder to do this. It's harder to do that. Like that's just fucking fact. You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
And
I'm just saying, like, I kind of expected a little bit more of a, not so much a pushback, but like a kind of like a, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing? But everyone's like, hey, it seems to be the way the world works. I mean, like, they're like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It just seems, it was just a different reaction because I know there's even an option in this game to be transgender and stuff if you wanted to.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's opened up to do anything, but to throw that kind of South Park humor and satire on like today's society's
I
issues,
think it's
it's pretty ballsy. I'm not gonna lie. It just
well, I
felt
mean,
like to me.
South Park has always tackled,
Oh
current
yeah.
issues. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't think it's too far off from what they're doing, with the show and
Hmm.
stuff. I think if you're looking at a South Park game, you know what you're getting into, and if you're going to be offended by something like that, um, probably don't buy a South Park game because you're probably not watching their show because you're
Hmm.
a little too like, no offense, but thin-skinned if stuff like that offends
No,
people.
I get that. I mean,
Yeah,
you feel like people are more like true South Park fans are like, yeah, this makes sense. Like I'm not.
yeah.
This
I mean,
doesn't surprise me at
I
all.
think the casual gamer,
Hmm.
the quote unquote casual gamer, the people who play Call of Duty and Madden every year and shit, they're not looking at South Park. You know what I mean? Like they're not
That
like
makes
waiting
sense.
for. They probably don't even hear about this. For one, I mean, I don't see this being reported on everywhere. I saw a few tweets about it. I do. I am surprised. Like you said, I thought people would blow up. I thought fucking, people were like, that's racist. And it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be it's satire. It's parody of life. Um, I don't know. I don't think I think the outrage over South Park is so 1990. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
think
so
it's done.
fucking
Like people don't care what they do anymore. Like when they had
yeah,
that episode, like we're gonna say the most F words ever or whatever it was,
yeah.
and people are like, oh my god, you guys are crazy. And now it's like, we know what you guys, you're fucking nuts. You don't care. We don't care what you
I
do
think
anymore.
they could have tackled it a lot worse than they did. You know what I mean? They could
True.
have been way. I think South Park did it in an elegant enough way, which is like kind of like it's like where you laugh, but then you're like, it's funny, but also true,
Yeah,
and it
like,
makes you
oh
think
fuck.
for a second.
Yeah.
You're like, shit, like it's one of those things. I
Hmm.
don't think it's a huge deal. I'm glad not a lot of people are freaking out about it. This is a side thing, but I mean, I'm glad that people are understanding that like this is kind of the video games or art debate always comes in. I mean,
Hmm.
it's their expression. It's what they want to convey with that story, and
No, it
I think
makes sense.
if they do it well, I think it'll be good.
Like I say,
I think the
I was
game's
more
gonna be good.
surprised. I was more surprised than anything. But hey,
Yeah,
it's out. It's there. If you got, let us know how you feel about it. I mean, I kind of want to see if anyone else has any other ideas
yeah. I mean,
or
again, this is coming from
opinion
two
on it.
two straight white males. You're white, right?
Yeah, technically, I
Are you?
guess.
Okay.
Italian and Portuguese, so I'm like half
Okay.
Hispanic. So
I don't know what you are sometimes. Honestly, it's okay. Long story short, this is kind of weird. My first girlfriend, first ever girlfriend, I was like 15 years old. I thought she was Mexican for like the first 6 months we dated.
because you ate a lot of tacos.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and I said something. And they were like, no, I'm white. I'm really, really white. And I was like, oh, this is awkward. Not like it matters. I wasn't like, oh shit,
Get out,
damn,
Mitch.
whitey. Yeah, like no, but no. So I like,
That's funny.
regardless, this is coming from two white guys, so
Yeah,
or
I mean,
half white guys. So if it does offend you, then let us know because I didn't know if it did.
no, I would like to know. Like, I mean, if there is an argument or someone kind of blowing up, throw me a link. Throw us a link or something. I kind of want to read. I just want to read like how people
Isn't
are
that the whole
reacting
point
to it.
though? Isn't that the whole point? Like we're not outraged, so that's because the game's easier for us. Like that's isn't that
I
like the
don't
whole
care. Shoot,
satire?
I was reading I was reading the comments on one, and some guys, oh, I can't wait to make Charlie Murphy and do a hardcore run mode or something like that.
Oh
I'm like,
god.
God damn it, God damn it.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
speaking of things that yeah make you grab your head in fucking shame,
yeah, let's go
our
on.
main topic, our elbow deep topic, it is gamer entitlement.
Gamer fucking entitlement. What is gamer entitlement? Explain real quick. What is your idea of gamer entitlement? Because we were
So
talking
I
about
mean,
this a little bit. We touch on it once in a while.
yeah. So like my definition of gamer entitlement is the idea that when you put $60 or X amount of dollars on a game, you're entitled to what you want and not what the developer gave you. That's kind of how I explain it to people. Is
Okay.
and I mean I don't know how far you want me to go with that, but
No,
that's my basic
I
definition of
just
it.
want your
Yeah,
yeah, I
like
want your
that's
definition of what you think. and how you feel, or yeah, I mean the way to explain it, because like I would say gamer entitlement is this fake feeling that I would say almost all of us get one form or another. Some are more dick bags than others, but um, I feel like you feel like you deserve more, not just either for your $60 or just in general. And God, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this. So we, what we were talking about before, what was it? The Destiny? Is that what it was? The Destiny thing that you screenshotted?
Yeah, the Destiny thing I screenshot. So
Okay.
yeah, I went to the Destiny midnight release. I didn't preload it digitally. I took I think he's 9 or 10, my cousin. I took him with me just because, like, I want all the Halo things. I want him to experience that. He
Hmm.
called out of school,
Yeah.
whatever. We went there. We got the game. We got it home. We installed it, and of course, it's a fucking MMO. It's an online game. You try to log in, and I guess there was a queue. Servers were at capacity. People were saying keep trying in. And I was on Twitter while I was waiting for my game to install, and I see this fucking. I want to pull this tweet up so I can. I'm not going to call this dude out, even though I already did on my Twitter. If you want to go see me call him out, I didn't tag him or nothing because I was worried his internet friends would get mad at me.
No.
But where was it? Like, where was this shit? Where the fuck? I'm in the GameOctane Twitter. Why am I in the GameOctane Twitter?
Yeah, it wasn't on there.
Well, yeah, sorry, no, it was. Goddamn. So it was this dude. So they basically were like, "Hey, there's queues. If you get a queue and it says the Destiny's at capacity, they said just shut the game down, restart or something like that. Try again." And this dude responded. He tweeted at him, "I didn't pay $100 to be immediately placed in a queue," and that just resonated with me, just because we were literally talking about what our topic should be. I think like an hour before that.
Yeah, it was
and
pretty
shit
close.
like that always makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh because, like, it doesn't matter how much you paid for the game. You know what I mean? Like, just because you paid $100 doesn't mean like you're gonna not have to wait in line to play the game. And maybe it's me coming from playing a lot of MMOs. When I jumped into Final Fantasy with Stormblood when it came out, I had to wait in queues, and not once was I pissed. You know what I mean? Like, but then there's these people who are like, "Well, I took off the work to play this game." This happens a lot with midnight releases of games. Like Diablo 3 was a great example. Did you play Diablo 3 on PC when it came out?
Yep.
Yeah. So you remember Error 47 or whatever that was?
Yep, I remember the shit out of that.
And, I mean, this is when I actually started following a Boogie2988 or whatever. He made the Error 47 video where he's like, Error 47, he's breaking his fucking keyboard. It's hilarious. But I remember sitting up literally probably like 3 hours after the game came out, trying to log in, could not log in, Error 37, Error 37, Error 30, constantly. And like, I was upset, I was disappointed, but like never once was I like, well, I fucking paid for the game, so I deserve to, like, it deserves to work for me right now. You know what I mean? Like, and I understand you should be able to play the game that you bought, but it's not like the developers don't want you to. And that's one part of the gamer entitlement shit that pisses me off.
So I mean, I'm gonna kind of back up a little bit. So you feel like because you paid the $100, I mean, you don't. Obviously, the developers are not just trying to take your money and run.
Yeah, so I don't think a single developer ever tries to do that.
Would ever want a game to fail at launch. Like, that's just not. I mean, because of probably the entitlement, they don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta understand. Last night at Bungie HQ, the game fucking drops. Do you think everybody there is having a blast? I mean, they're working on the launch of their game.
Oh, I'm sure they're sweating balls. They're not popping champagne. I mean, maybe in the beginning, but that's when it's server smoke.
Prozac or whatever, just to not fucking have a conniption fit.
Get some more Ritalin back here.
Yeah, seriously. Like, they're trying to get their shit working. Especially with online service games like that, like the Division and stuff. I'm 100% sure that not once there's a fucking developer sitting there in the corner like, haha, fuck them, they can't play. You know what I mean?
They can wait 24 hours for the patch.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's like, what pisses me, it's when I think it was in Guild Wars 2 first came out. I remember I jumped on and they were having some problems the weekend of launch, and I remember I was on the forums because I got banned for 24 hours. It's a total other fucking story. The launch of fucking Guild Wars 2. Regardless, I was on the forums messing around, and I was reading, and this dude was like bitching. He's like, I fucking took off work 3 days to play this game. For one, if you took off work to play the game, and it's a big problem, if you took off work to play a game and it's a problem that you're not playing the game, like, it's not the developer's fault you took off work. You know what I mean? Like, you probably shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, Yeah, go ahead. I'll branch on that, or go ahead.
No, keep going. Yeah, yeah.
No, because so the Myth Biggs hops in the chat and says a lot of people don't understand that like 50,000 plus people are trying to log in a server at once. So of course there's going to be some sort of queue or an issue. Like there hardly are
Mm-hmm.
any servers out there in the world that can handle that load in an instant, like almost a damn near instant. Say midnight when it comes out, or 9 o'clock PST, midnight EST. When something like that hits, especially a game like Destiny, there's going to be issues like somewhere because you're going to have to funnel all these people. It's almost like a DOS attack because
Yeah.
everyone's hitting
I
a
mean, it
server
is.
at
Yeah.
one time, and it's something's gonna break. That's just how technology works. But when you run into, um, and it's kind of at a point where I think the internet. I'm gonna kind of go off on a tangent. I think the
No,
internet
no,
has
go.
made a lot of us um, feel entitled. Like I can get news, I can get pictures, I can get porn, I can get music, I can get movies like in an instant. But how come something I pay for I can't get? Like why if I can download a free movie in
If you could
10
download it,
minutes, 5, 10 minutes now, like how come when I pay $60 for something I'm actually want to give money to, I can't have that instant gratification? Like why am I having issues? Why is there a wait? Why is there a bug? Why do I have to wait for a patch? Why did I just download the game and now I have to download a patch on top of the game I just downloaded? Like there's so many different things that I think the internet kind of ruined because back in the day, I don't remember any entitlement. I really don't. I don't even remember getting pissed off at any game or anything. Granted, online wasn't around back then, so there were no servers crashing and there were no patches. Like the game you bought was the game you bought, and I don't remember feeling that way. But like when I had that huge, I'm not, I call it huge, but probably not. When I had the issue with Amazon on my Switch shipment, like people were calling me, like people were coming at me and calling me entitled. They were saying, oh, here's another entitled person thinking he deserves the world. I'm like, no, I just want the game when they promised me. And I kind of thought about that. I was like, I guess I was kind of being a little entitled on that, but I wasn't attacking the developer. I was attacking the third party that guaranteed me something.
I mean, also, I think all your Amazon shit was all kind of like tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? Like you were pissed, but you were like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
mean,
fuck
yeah, I
Amazon."
was like, I'm
You know
still
what I mean?
buying
Like,
shit from them. Like I bought
yeah, it's
everybody's
like
golf from, but
it's
yeah,
not like you're like, "Fuck Amazon, boycott Amazon." Like that's the shit that pissed me off when people are like, they try to log into fucking Diablo 3 and they're just like, "Oh, I'm asking for a refund." It's like, oh my god, dude, fucking settle down.
hmm
But I
yes,
think there's a few different things. Like, I mean, if we can kind of go off a little bit.
yeah.
So
Let me
that's
go off what Ruben wrote in the chat real
oh yeah,
quick.
yeah. Sorry,
Because
sorry.
he wrote something actually really awesome. He said, even giants like Blizzard can't handle when a new WoW expansion launches. There's a balance that needs to be had with how many servers that need to be live when a game launches and how many servers are needed when people stop playing the game like 3 weeks later or a month later. So you have to kind of put that in perspective. Like, are they going to drop millions of dollars to get the flux of people? Like, say they have the highest amount of people are probably always on day one launch. And then after that,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, it seems to be better. Do you think they're really building servers at that time? They're probably just the load is getting less because people aren't playing as much, or the
Yeah.
people that took work off for the 3 days to play are no longer playing, 24 hours like they have been. So I mean, that's a good point. I'm glad he put that up. But go ahead with your point you were going on.
No, yeah, definitely. Well, going kind of back to that a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Again, Destiny 3 or not Destiny 3, sorry, Diablo 3 when this
Three,
came out
goddamn, man.
in the forums, it was a blue post, and blue post means like, I don't know if you know, but it's the developer posting,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, okay, so sorry. Um, so like blue post, and he was like, "Hey, bro, this is what it's like," and he put up this GIF, and it was fucking like all these bunnies trying to get in this little door, and there was like a little piece of wood there,
Yeah.
and they pulled the wood back, and like 15,000 bunnies were trying to pull through this like little fucking hole, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "This is what the servers are like right now. Like everybody's trying to access it, and we don't have enough entrance, space."
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a great way to put it into perspective. Is like that's the problem. It's just everybody's trying to go at one time. Settle fucking down. You'll get in sooner or later.
Yeah.
Regardless, I get that though. You are paying for that game. I do think it's. I mean, I think it's still entitlement. I think it's goofy, but like shit with MMOs when they're down for maintenance, people get pissed off. People expect, even with not scheduled maintenance. On Black Desert Online when it first came out, had a lot of server issues,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really proactive about it. And every time the servers came back up, they would send you a package with some experience boost and shit. And they were like, "Hey, here's our downtime compensation, I guess." And I understand that was a kind of a free to play game, so maybe that's a bad example. But like, if Final Fantasy goes down and they're down for like 48 hours, I get it. You're pissed because like maybe these are your off days that you play, um, and you're paying for that game. You're paying you're paying 50 cents a day, $15 a
Yep.
month or whatever to play. And I get how that's frustrating, but I just don't get the thought process of like, since I pay for it, I'm entitled to fucking be able to play it whenever I want. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, okay, how do I? So right now, the way I take to let's say work is like the road is closed, and like I pay taxes to fucking drive on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't take that road anymore. It sucks, and I have to find a different way. You know what I mean? But like, it's goofy. Regardless, instead of beating the dead horse, let's move on a little bit. So that's like one type of gamer entitlement. Like another type is the Mass Effect 3 debacle. Like, did you follow Mass Effect? Do you?
Yeah, I love Mass Effect. I didn't play the new one, but yeah, the original ones, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a new one. We're not going to talk about Andromeda. We're going to
Yeah.
pretend it never happened. Regardless, so you played Mass Effect 3. What did you think of the original ending? Did you?
The original Mass Effect 3 ending.
Yes.
I understood where it was coming from, but I understand like how people would hate it, but I did not have the hatred on it like everyone else did. I felt like I enjoyed it. I thought it was like kind of a decent ending. It was kind of a lackluster ending. It could have
Yeah.
been better, but I feel like it got the point across of what they wanted to do, and people shit all over it.
That's the shit that threw me. Is I played Mass Effect 3 when it came out. I beat it. I was like, oh cool, it ended. It ended this chapter of the Mass Effect series.
Yeah.
But then I like the next day, it's like people are like sending death threats to Casey Hudson and like
That's what
like,
throws me off. Okay, yeah,
like,
we'll get into that. Yeah, that's probably where you're going right now.
yeah, that's just kind of where I'm going. Like, I just don't understand like how you think just because you paid for a game, and I understand you've been playing this game, this series, you're with this character for what 5, 6, 7 years, but like they're also like they developed the game. Like these are their characters too. You know what I mean? Like what pisses me off is just because you paid for a game,
Mm-hmm.
you're not entitled to say when the story ends. You're not entitled to like say this is what I want the story to happen. Like you buy a product from a developer and like
Yeah.
that's what you get. Like it is an exchange of goods and services. Like you get their hard work and their art. That's like if I read the fucking Harry Potter book and I was like, what? This isn't the I didn't want Snape to kill Dumbledore.
What?
Spoilers, like I guess, like oh fuck this, fuck her, J.K. Rowling or whatever. Like that's stupid. You know what I mean? You know how like dumb that would like make you sound. And then when you do that with video games, which are an art form, just like books, like it's not your right as a consumer of media, as a consumer of art, to be like, fuck you, that's not correct. Fuck you, do it better. And what really, really pissed me off, which really got me pissed, is BioWare giving in and trying to like go back and redo the ending or whatever and added some bullshit, and then it pissed people off even more because it wasn't good enough, and
Yeah,
it was just stupid.
I hate and uh, I really hate how I mean internet love it or hate it depending on where you focus and where you sit on it. I feel like I go back to the kind of beginning point where the internet has really made people feel entitled no matter what. Like not just games. I mean it's like everyone. We're talking politics. We're talking sports. Like everyone is a fucking master of their own topic. Like I can go out there and start spouting off politics, and some people are going to follow me, some people aren't. It's you get to a point where like Ruben kind of touched on his next thing. Like, is it the way people are being raised? Is it because that we're spoiled in certain other ways we expect to be spoiled all the time? I don't. I feel like a lot of times, like the older, mature gamers, I'm gonna kind of be like the the world we're in now, the mature gamers and stuff, I don't think have that much entitlement as the newer generation of stuff is. I mean, there's a lot of dickbags out there that do hate and take the power of the internet and your voice to literally send a message to one person and tell them, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You should go kill yourself. Like, I don't know how you sleep at night. This game was absolutely terrible. Like, why would you do that to someone? I don't understand where that point is and what where you have that mindset that you can physically go to someone and tell them you should probably not be living anymore because what you created was a piece of shit. How does that even happen? Like how does that even happen even be a mindset? Like, why would you even want to threaten someone over a fucking video game? Like for $60? Are you kidding me? Like it's
Yeah.
not just a one person game. There's so many people involved in the game. And like Myth Big just wrote out, it's not just developers sometimes. Sometimes they're getting pushed to put a game out for deadline's sake
By the publishers and
by
shit. I
the
mean,
publisher, and that creates a sour based game. But the publisher doesn't get shit on for it. It's usually the developer, and because everyone wants to be on social media, like, oh, follow us, we're making this game, and then, oh, this game sucks. You just got shit on by this 13-year-old kid in Ohio who has a fucking broadband connection because he thought your game was shitty, and he gets to go kill yourself. Like, that is a terrible thing to do to someone with with the with especially with so many people. Like, you're learning and seeing the mental issues people are having today. It just, it doesn't make any sense. And why would you think that'd be an okay thing to do? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so many developers, like Notch, just got out of the fucking Minecraft. Like, I don't want to deal with your fucking entitlement anymore. I'm done. Like, sell it to
yeah.
Microsoft. I'm fucking walking away. I got my $1 billion. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go live in my mansion off the coast of California and hang out. Like,
It's just it's weird because like it's one of the things where people are like, oh, I spent my $100 on this game. You know, I deserve to be able to play it. Gaming is the cheapest it's ever been. You know what I mean? Like you look at ads from back in the day, and like fucking Sega games were 75 fucking dollars.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That
yeah.
was
If
just for
you if
the
you
base
if you
game.
take
Like
account of inflation and the money that's circling today, games should be probably about $400 a pop. Like, just
yeah,
the games, just to be on point, going up, agreeing with your idea. That doesn't make any sense on why the games are still the same price as they are. It absolutely blows my mind with how much work and dedication that people put into these games. I don't go ahead. Yeah, I'm just saying.
no,
I'm
no,
just
no, no,
repeating.
that's
I'm
fine.
just
No,
repeating
no,
what
no.
you're saying. Go for it.
No, it's just it's kind of it's one of those things where recently, I sat down at Gen Con and I talked to Liz
Mhm.
Danforth. Shit, I fucked up. Probably butchered her name. She worked on Tunnels and Trolls. It's a pen and paper game. She's
Mhm.
been the artist there for like forever. She's awesome. I talked to her for like an hour and 45 minutes. We just talked for a really long time, and it's one of those things where like she, produces and shit like that. She's works on these games. Um, and when you really sit down and you talk to these people, and this isn't even a video game. This was just I mean they do have the app out now, or whatever. But regardless, sidetrack. When you talk to these people that are making these things, like it really puts things in perspective. And the way I see it now is like I'm not spending $60 on a game. I'm spending $60 to support somebody to do something they love, and they're putting all the passion and all the shit they want
Mhm.
into this game. And I'm gonna jump back to what we're talking about NHL. I think NHL is great, and if you go on the NHL subreddit or you go on any tweet about NHL, everybody's like, "Fuck you! It's the same game you released last year. Fuck you! This game sucks. Fuck you!" all the fucking time, and it annoys the shit out of me because if you don't like the game, for one, don't fucking buy
Yeah,
it.
stop buying it and
End of fucking
unfollow the
story.
fucking the game on Twitter. Don't have to fucking interact with them anymore. Just wash your hands of it. Walk away.
But what pisses me off is like, I do not believe for a fucking ounce of the fucking anything in my body that anybody at EA Canada who's making fucking NHL or whatever, that they're fucking sitting there and they're like, we're just gonna port things over from last generation and call it a fucking day and collect a paycheck. I do not believe that any developer is doing that because they're being a developer because they love being a developer. They're doing that because they want to
Yeah.
make games. They're not doing it because they want a fucking paycheck. You know what I mean?
Well, they want a
And with that,
paycheck, but
I
but
mean,
you have the
exactly
all the artists. I mean, any artist or any job that has some sort
creation and
yeah, appreciation or something that you have for it, you're gonna want to do a good job. So I don't understand that idea, like, oh, you just keep porting it. Nice, every single sports game, every single NHL, every time NHL tweets something, they'll have a couple things like, oh, that looks awesome, and it was like, please fix this in it. Oh, this sucks. I'm never gonna buy this game because you haven't fixed this, or why does this look exactly the same as last time? Are you doing the same thing as this? And it's just so frustrating. Where I understand that you have a voice and you should be able to be heard, but like, you don't have to put it on every single thing. I'm sure they see you, or if not, blocked you already because you're such a fucking asshole. But I mean, it it, it doesn't. I don't. Okay, going off of like what you said, just paying the $60 to give someone to allow them to continue their passion, I think is amazing. I think that's why I did Kickstarter so much. It's like this.
Yeah.
There's some random person like in their house who's been down on their luck, who's probably spending all their money in this game, eating Campbell's soup and fucking top ramen for a year and a half, and they're trying to make a couple bucks to push this game out. But I mean, like it hits me more like, okay, this dude really wants to do what he wants to do, but he is not in a situation that other people have. Like they're not rich, or they didn't grow up in the Bay Area and have ties to developers already. Like they're
Yeah.
the Midwest. So sure, I'll give you $20 and hope for the best. Like hope your game is good. And there's so many times I've been burned on fucking uh, on Kickstarter. Like I've spent so much money and haven't seen a single thing for great ideas I thought they were, but it's just you don't get anything out of it. And am I pissed off? I'm a little disappointed that the guy couldn't get his shit together and do it. And I mean, did he go to Sizzler and go get himself a fucking steak dinner with my $20? Maybe he did, but that's his. I mean, that's the way investments go. I mean, you get burned, and that's how I kind of feel like gaming is. It's a hobby, but it's also at a point where it's it's an investment, and I feel like there's going to be bad investments, there are going to be good investments, and the people that play a lot of online games, I feel they're much more entitled to shit than people that don't play a lot of multiplayer type of games. I feel.
I
I mean, tell me
no,
if I'm wrong at
no.
all.
I mean, I agree. I just think that's because you're online, and I mean anything online. Everybody, you have a voice. I mean, we're sitting here doing a podcast
Mhm.
from the comfort of our own fucking room. You know what I mean? Like, and we're just some dorks that like fucking video games. You know what I mean? Like, and we're talking over the internet. We could have a million fucking viewers. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem. Is it's so easy to talk shit that it's so easy to talk. It's so the world is so globalized right now
Mhm.
that when it's so easy to talk to people, it's so easy to talk shit to people, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
I, I think.
like I said, you get this keyboard and mouse, and you become invisible on your side. Like
Mhm.
you can't, nobody can touch me. I'm behind a keyboard, so I have this voice that everyone needs to listen to. But the problem is that you don't deserve to bash someone like that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, why would you? Keyboard warrior, there you go. Well, I don't
Yeah.
understand the reasoning behind this stuff. I mean, I understand it. I understand the entitlement. I understand I paid money. I deserve to have this, because if you're in any other industry, if you give someone money, you're probably going to get something back. I mean, that's just. I mean, that's kind of. I don't. Like I said, I don't know if that's part of it, but I feel like with gaming being an investment, like I'm going to invest in your console. I'm going to, and this console fails, like, oh well, like I put a risk
Yeah.
into it. Like VR, I want to invest in VR. I just don't have the money for it now. But if I invest in VR and it tanks, I mean, oh,
Well, and another thing,
that's what's
it's
happening.
and this is kind of this might be off topic, but I don't know. Maybe it's also that whole point of the silent minority or silent majority type thing or whatever they call it.
Hmm.
I could be fudging that, but basically, like, so when I go and I read a really good article, or let's say I listen to a really good podcast, or I play a really good game, or whatever, like with Destiny, like I'm having a lot of fun. Did I once pick up my phone and tweet at Destiny and say, "Hey, dude, game's great. I'm having fun"? No, because I'm having fun in the game. But when I was at my cousin's house an hour ago, we couldn't connect online, so I tweeted at them and I was like, "Hey, there's something going on with the servers," because I'm level headed. I'm not a fucking
Yeah.
crazy person. But if I wasn't, if I was 14-year-old Matt Stigley, I'd be like, "Fuck you, get your fucking game working." You know what I mean? Like, so I get it. But if I was having fun with the game, I'm not going to tell them I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm too engrossed in the game. And I
Yep.
think that's a lot of problems. Like when I listen to a really good podcast, I'm like, oh, I want another one. I don't go and go, hey guys, you guys did really good. But if I'm pissed off, if I would say some horrible shit right now, I would get probably bunches of people telling me that I'm stupid. But if I'm just sitting here being like, I like video games, nobody's gonna be like, yeah, you're cool, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Good.
it's just one of those things where if on the internet, if you're awesome, nobody cares. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
it's almost better to like fucking suck at everything and put it on the internet, and you'll get more people to like you, I guess. I don't know. But I just think people like I listen to a lot of kind of funny stuff. You know, kind of funny.
Yeah,
They're like a game.
Greg Miller and stuff. Yeah.
Greg Miller, Colin, all them. Well, he's gone now, but whatever. Rest in peace. So regardless, I listen to a lot of their stuff, and Greg always talks about that kind of phenomenon, if you will, that when you enjoy something, you don't tell people good job. You don't, do shit like that. And lately, I've been trying to, like, when I'm enjoying something or when I watch something or do something, I try to be like, hey, this is awesome. Hey, I enjoyed this. I've also like realized, like, just a few years ago, I was kind of that asshole on the internet when I would say shit to people, or not maybe outwardly shitty, like "fuck you, go die," because I don't think I've ever told somebody to fucking kill themselves over a fucking game they made.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
I might have told some punk ass kid in fucking Halo 2, but I mean, hey, that's another story. Like, no, regardless. But anyway, so like, I just hope everybody in the fucking chat, I hope we all just maybe try to like have a better mind, because if we all do this, like sooner or later it's gonna fucking spread and everybody's gonna start doing it. Whatever. I know it's kind of like hippity dippity stuff, but I just hope that people start to like appreciate shit more, and I think gamer entitlement, there's a reason for it. Like, there's a good and a bad. Like, what was that game? Shit. I think it's called Towns. It's like a simulation town building game.
Okay.
And it was on Steam. It was on early access. It blew up on early access. It was all over like 3-4 years ago, probably like 7 years ago now. Maybe not that long ago. I don't fucking know. But it blew up. It was crazy. Everybody's like, "This looks good," and the developer literally was like, "I took your money and ran. I'm not doing any updates anymore." And like, that pissed a lot of people off. And you had right to be pissed off then. Like, you have right when the developers take your money and run. I think with shit like Destiny and Diablo, you have no right to be pissed off, because nobody at that fucking company, even the fucking janitor, he's not happy that you're not playing the game. They put all their passion, all their love, all their creativity into this product, and they want you to play it, and they want you to tell people about it, and they want you to do that. So if you're not playing their game, they're probably more sad than you.
Well, they're not making money if they don't play the game, because if you want to,
Yeah.
if you like the game, that's when you start buying the microtransactions, or that's where you start buying the DLC and stuff like that. So if they make a shitty game, they're not going to sell the extra stuff that can possibly get them that extra server, or get them that extra developer for the next time the sequel comes out. I mean, there's so much of a snowball effect, a domino effect that happens with a game release, and if it's good, there's so many things that go in place that can create a sequel that everyone want to play and make it better than the first one. Like same thing like Binding of Isaac. I mean, that game was nothing, and now look at it. It's like 3 or 4 releases now on every single console. Like, it's unreal how big this game is. It came from nowhere.
Yeah.
But
I want to jump over just something from chat real fast.
Go for it.
I think it's Myth. He's talking about like DLC and microtransactions, and he kind of says that in a disparaging way. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. This is again reading shit over the internet, like, you know what I mean? You can't sell context. I don't have a problem with DLC or microtransactions in a game, because games nowadays you can play Destiny, and you can play Destiny as the only game you play all year long. And if you're getting 200 plus hours out of a game, I don't see why it's wrong of the developers to want you, to incentivize you to spend more money. Because if you're spending $60 on a game and you're getting 200 hours, if you're getting 60 hours out of a $60 game, that's $1 an hour for entertainment. And that's a good fucking deal. Because I went to a hockey game with me, my wife, my best friend. Tickets were like $60 a ticket, you know what I mean? And that was what, like maybe 2 hours of entertainment, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that's crazy. You go to a movie, you spend what, $40 and for 2 tickets and some popcorn, and you get an hour and a half of entertainment.
Yep.
The price for that. So with DLC and microtransactions, like, a lot of times this happens with a lot of mobile games I play. I'll play a mobile game for a little bit, and I'll be like, oh, this game's kind of dumb, but I'm having a little fun. And then I'll buy, like, they're like, hey, here's a starter kit for $2.99. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll fucking buy it, because I played your game for 3 days and I had a blast, and I'm done with it now, but I want to give you money for that. I want to support you in the vision you created in a game you want. So it upsets me when people always shit on DLC and microtransactions, because, like, let's go back to, let's say, Final Fantasy.
But also not all DLC and microtransactions are good. I mean, a lot of times because you have to sometimes if you they give you that discount when you pay them outright. That's where you get into that investment again. I'm investing in your game. Give me something good, and then you get a shitty DLC or something. Then that's when everything starts going downhill again. When you get that entitlement, like I paid you money, I
Yeah.
gave you faith. I'm only playing this game, like you said. I'm only playing one game a year, and now I am
I don't
pissed
know. I guess
off
I'm
because it
just
sucks.
I was stuck up on like I was thinking more about like the microtransactions for like Call of Duty and say Paragon is a game I've been playing a lot lately, and
Mm-hmm.
like I want to give them money, so like it's totally free to play game. I'm like, how can I give you money? Tell me how to give you money, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you know what I mean. It's shit like that. Like I understand there's some shitty DLCs. Can you think of any shitty DLCs off the top of your head? Because I can't think of anything that's been like shitty or
Um, well, I mean, they started the DLC project for Mass Effect, but then decided the game sucks so bad they cut all the DLC. So I know that happened. But I mean,
that's single
I
player
don't buy
DLC
DLC
though.
that much
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't have the time in my life to. I mean, especially with the website, I don't have the time to invest
yeah.
60 hours in a game. Like I'm lucky I get to finish a game. I mean, besides the ones I'm reviewing, like I don't any game I
Yeah, I
buy.
guess instead of going off on a DLC, yeah,
You know, I mean that's a
maybe we
different
should
topic. We kind
tie
of
this
touched it
up.
already,
But
but with I
just
mean, going back to the overall entitlement thing, and fully agreeing with you, we're obviously not in disagreement with anything, but going into it with a different mindset and saying like this is someone's hard work and labor, and it's you're entitled to be upset at the game. You're entitled to not enjoy the game. You also be entitled to be angry at the company for giving you something that you invested in. But but God, don't go out and threaten them or go out
yeah,
and tell them that they're pieces of shit and I hope you die in your sleep. Like it doesn't.
yeah, learn how to be a
How is
normal
that gonna
human
fix
being.
anything? Like hey, give them constructive criticism. Like that's what people need. Like, hey, you know what? This game was not good. This is what could have probably done differently, and get some sort of conversation going so they know they can fix it. Or maybe they're already working on it, or maybe they give them maybe a brainstorm something they can fix the game, not just tell them to go fuck themselves. Like it just
Yeah,
I want that to change, and I kind of want that. And I kind of started the website, and I know when you joined in, and when anyone else joined in to kind of help, I gave you guys a list of like things that we're not going to do. Like we're not going to use racial slurs. We're not going to use homophobic slurs. Like it's that type of it's that type of stuff that kind of rolls in entitlement where people think they can say anything, and playing a game and calling kids faggots and stuff while you're playing an online game. It just needs to stop. Like that whole entitlement of I can say anything I want just needs to stop. I want to change the way people do it. And if I am in a game and I hear that, I leave. Like I leave, I report them. Like I go through the whole steps of like this is not fun because there could be someone that's homosexual playing with me. I wouldn't know it, but I don't want them to feel unsafe or unhappy or a female like a female gamer that's playing. I don't want to get into shit like that. Like I just feel like the whole gamers in general need to change their mindset and take a step back and realize the damage they're doing, not just to developers, not just to people developing, but the people sitting next to them or their friends, like, or or people they don't even know and won't even meet at all, and they just gave them a bad day for the rest of the day because they were talking
yeah,
about slaying faggots or stuff on the internet, and that doesn't make any sense. And why you'd want to single another race or culture or sexuality out like that and look ignorant like the I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off on it, but
no, no, I
you
get what you're
look
saying.
absolutely like a fucking idiot to people that have open minds, that are willing to accept everyone and have open minds like me and you. Like I'm
I think
investing
when
in
it
this
comes
game,
down
I give them the
to
$60, but why would you take it farther to actually insult people? Like it doesn't make any
yeah,
sense, and that's where there's such a huge divide. And any little thing you put on Twitter would can blow up in your face, even if you don't even mean it that way, because of the way you write things and your expression sometimes doesn't always get carried out properly within the 140 characters that you have. But
yeah,
the whole, I think when I wrote gamer entitlement, I think I was going a little bit broader than what you were, where I feel like it's more of an internet entitlement on the gaming aspect of it, where
yeah. I get what you're saying.
gamers, every gamer that I kind of know is going to have a console, a PC, a couple social media, outlets, whether it has their name on it or Pussy Slayer 69XX or whatever the hell the name is.
How did
And
you know my gamer tag?
oh no, but I feel like that anonymity
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
anonymously, but you have, like I said, like they said, keyboard warrior. You're behind the screen. No one may ever, never see your face, so they won't know who you are. They feel protected. And they can say shit like that, but throwing a race or someone's sexual thing, like, I don't know. It just doesn't make.
No, it's
I know I'm kind of going in circles, but I feel like
no, it's okay. I get
overall
what you're
the
saying.
gamer entitlement and the internet entitlement is beyond pissing me off, and we're getting to a point where shit is going to start happening and people aren't going to like it. Like developers are going to get fed up and they're going to be like, if anyone says the word faggot, you're going to be banned. Like that's just the way it's going to be. You're going to have
And
to,
that's
and you're going to have
that
to
right
buy the
there
game
is
again.
yeah, and people go like that right there, like where people go, oh, okay, well, I paid you $60, so I'm allowed to do whatever. No, you're not. You don't have freedom of speech. You can't go into uh, World of Warcraft and run around and just say racist shit in
Yeah,
Stormwind and think that's
and
okay
think it's fine and
because
laugh about it. Like, oh
yeah,
guys, I just
well,
called this
oh,
guy.
I have freedom of speech. No, you don't have freedom of speech. The terms of service, you waive your freedom of speech. Just like this pisses a lot of people off, and not a lot of people, maybe a lot of people know this, but a lot of people in my circles don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
In every game's term of service, when you read it, even if you buy the disc, it fucking says in the box, it basically says, I can't remember the wording exactly. You don't own the fucking game. You own the right to access the content on the disc. That's what you're paying $60 for. The right to access content on the disc.
Yeah.
When you buy a digital game, you're paying for the right to access the content on your hard drive. You don't physically own that game. You don't own Destiny 2.
Yeah, you
You
don't
don't
own
own
the
Binding of
software.
Isaac.
Like you're not. I mean, that's the same thing about hacking it. You're not really allowed to hack shit anymore without. If you read the
Exactly.
terms and conditions, you can't modify what you're doing. So
You don't
yeah.
own that. You're paying $60. You're paying $100. You're paying $300. You're paying $400. Whatever what you're paying, you're paying that for the right to access the content on disk. And at any time they can take that away from you for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it is. And I think some people are like, well, that's shitty. Okay, it's shitty, but if you're not going to be an asshole, if you're not going to do,
Yeah,
not
if,
going to
if
do that,
you're not gonna fucking do it, if you're not gonna do that, why does it fucking matter to you? Like
exactly.
like if you like, what, I could say the word faggot like on a Tuesday, so I may not want to play this game. Like, come on, that doesn't make any sense. And then you get banned. Like, oh, why should I get my money back? Like, no, you shouldn't, because one, you're a piece of shit, and two,
Yeah.
it's in the terms and conditions. They can revoke your access at any time.
What's sad is people, there's people on Overwatch and shit who harass people, and they're fine with spending another $6 to buy an account. That's the sad part. I think what it comes down to is at the end of the day, people need to understand that you're playing a game, and the other person playing the same game that you are, that's another human being, and that person enjoys things and loves things and hates things and cries and blah 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 all the same way that you do. So just if you start to respect shit online like you do in real life, I think that's gonna be a lot better. And that's the end of it. Like it's
Like you said, the overall goal with game is to be entertained and to escape from reality. And when you get into people's realities that aren't great, that aren't good. I mean, I see Travis. I'm gonna kind of bring his up in a little bit. Um, that aren't ideal. But why would you attack someone? It doesn't make sense. Like, okay, to get to my point, Travis, I know, is the only person I know in this channel I actually met personally who is an African American, and he says he doesn't play games online anymore because he's been called the N word too many times, and that absolutely breaks my fucking heart. Like, when someone who loves game as a passion, if nobody's ever met Travis, follow him on his channel. He likes streaming a lot of RPGs, really into like anime and stuff. He's actually a really good artist too. If you guys check him
a
out,
really fucking cool guy. Yeah, like
yeah,
he's
he's a
awesome.
great guy. I met him in real life. He To have someone completely turn off multiplayer games, and he's into fighting games, so he turns off the multiplayer aspect of games because people call him the N word too many times. Like, how is that even a fucking thing? How is that even something that Travis should be worried about going online? Like, you know what? I
Yeah,
really want to play Street Fighter online, but you know what? I don't really want to deal with the bullshit of me logging into the game. Into that is a disservice to fucking Travis. A disservice to anyone that is, like I said, it's racially or sexually or gender, religious, anything like that is absolutely ridiculous. That someone can't escape from the reality that they have to deal with that bullshit every day anyway, and have to come into a digital world and deal with the same bullshit. It's not a fucking escape anymore. It doesn't make any sense, and that's kind of where I want to go with the whole entitlement thing. Is there's so many fucking assholes out there that think that they're better than everyone else and they can say anything they want. It doesn't make any absolute fucking sense to me on how you think that's a good thing to do. Like, and I
I
know,
want to kind of turn this on the head
go
though. I
go
want to
for it,
turn,
go for it, go for it.
just maybe kind of try to wrap it up a little bit, yeah, because we are going a
That's
little
fine.
long.
We can. I mean, we can go this all night.
You're no, you're right, and people are assholes, but the thing is, people aren't all assholes, and that's the thing, because like you're a cool dude, Travis. Awesome fucking dude. One of the coolest people I met online. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Travis is the first dude that I met, and I was like, I have internet friends. You know what I mean? Like that was. It's just one of those things. Like,
Yeah.
and people, you got to find the people that aren't the assholes, and you got to facilitate those groups. Discord, I love Discord because I can do that. You join a Discord and you have access to all these friends, and you just got to find the right people. And I think that's what it is. I think that yeah, people are assholes and people are shitty, and gamers are entitled. But what you need to do is you need to find those people that aren't that, and you need to foster those relationships and those God, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Those foster those connections, because relationship sounds weird, but foster
No, it's
those
it's a
and
relationship. I
just
mean, we
yeah, I
could
mean
a
it is,
relationship.
but like
A relationship can be a deep word, but I mean, to be honest, I mean, once you get to know someone online, that's that's a relationship. I feel like I have a relationship with you. It's a good relationship. We have a good time. We always laugh and goof
yeah,
around and shit all the time. I mean, we're not gonna go home and go bone or anything like that. But I mean, we have that. It's a relationship that we have between each other that works. But yeah, go ahead. I didn't
no,
mean
I
to
know what
spit
you're
it off.
saying. That's what yeah, no, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like you just gotta find those, you gotta find those groups of people and just hang out with those groups of people, because the people who are assholes after a while. And after you take all the good people away from them, sooner or later they're gonna be screaming at fucking wall. You know what I mean? In their fucking basement, and they're just gonna jerk off to fucking Honey Pop on the Humble Bundle,
Like Matt.
because I guess that's exactly what I'm doing after this. No, but yeah, so like just let them fucking do that, and I don't know, you just try to. I mean, this is kind of doom and gloom, and that's why I want to
Yeah.
end this on a more positive note. I mean, find the relationships and find the things that are good, and foster those. And I'm not saying, oh, don't give, oh, Travis, people are calling you N-word, don't fucking give a shit about it. Find good people. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that shit sucks, and you got to do you, and everybody's got to do. But when you do have that good relationship, when you do have that good connection online, like try to foster that a little bit more, and like just focus on the good, and just let the dumbasses be dumbasses, because sooner or later all they're going to be have left is the dumbasses.
No, and I agree. Like there needs to be a point where I think the gamers themselves need to start policing themselves. It's not going to be up to the developer to hire people to make sure everything is fine. Like they need to empower gamers to be able to block people or report people and be able to share proof of the the shit that comes out of their mouths, or their typing. Like there's got to be a way to start filtering these things, or
Well, there needs to
you
be
understand where I'm going? Like
accountability.
I don't want them
Yeah,
to. I
no, there
don't want
needs to be
them.
accountability.
It needs to be accountability, but on their end, the person paid money and they don't want to, like, they don't want to really ban people because that looks bad on them. But I think it always looks good when they ban people. I'm always excited when I read something that says, "Oh, so and so banned like 10,000 people." I'm like, "Good, they did fucking something wrong. Fucking ban them. Let's just do it." But
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah.
wrapping it up, gamer entitlement stretches from cursing to slurs to uh, getting mad at Amazon for shipping your fucking Nintendo Switch 3 days late, and yeah. But anyway, I want to appreciate everyone in the chat for hanging out and sharing their opinions and their experiences in this topic, because it did get a little darker and a little more political and
Yeah.
than kind of what we wanted. But it's something that needs to be said. It's something that needs to happen, and if people are going to continue this path, I think it's just self-damaging, toxic, cancerous behavior, and I absolutely hate it. And we're not going to put up with it at GameOctane. So if anyone has that type of issue, you're safe here. If anyone drops that type of language in this chat, it's instantly going to be banned anywhere. We're not going to put up with that bullshit. So going on with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. Unless there's anything else you need to go over or want to discuss.
No, yeah, just a few. I mean, guest plugs, I guess. You know, like you guys are saying, if you want to not deal with shit like that, if you want to just come play cool games, just jump on our Discord and we're playing shit. I guess.
I think most of the people in the chat on Twitch right now are in our Discord. That is in our link. When this gets imported to YouTube, I'll drop it in there too if anyone wants to hang out and chat with us. We'll figure it out. Also, a huge news that we actually didn't get to announce. I must have got erased or something. We became Twitch affiliates. I mean, it's kind of drop that out there. Like, we actually are able to start getting subs and accepting bits as soon as they get their head out of their ass and they accept our tax interview.
Because
So
Jason's entitled and thinks they need to fucking accept it right now.
when they tell me it's 5 minutes and it's been over 48 hours, we may have a problem. But yeah, so we're gonna get into that. There's a lot of big things coming on. So we do have the entitlement. Fuck. We have the affiliate coming. We broke 70. We're like at 70 right now. 70 followers. Like, that's huge. 70. That's huge. Like, we started off with 20 something like 2 weeks ago. So I have to thank everyone again for just helping us out. That's super fucking amazing.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll be getting on my stream schedule or figure out a new stream schedule. I know I was going to do Final Fantasy Fridays, but that has
it's been rough.
Shit the bed. Yeah, I've been having to work basically 7 to 4. Yeah, Myth, it's the same. It's at 16_bear on Twitter as well.
Yep.
But I've been working 7 to 3 basically every day. I'm not in school. Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm in school basically from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. So it's just been super busy. But hopefully, if I don't get my normal stream schedule of Friday and Sunday, we're gonna figure something out. I'll try to. But I do want to try to stream more. I just gotta figure it out.
Yeah, life's been rough, but yeah, thank you again everyone for coming out, following us, chatting with us, dropping your knowledge. I think, like I said, I think everyone's in Discord. We'll keep it going. We'll see you guys here again next Thursday. If you're gonna watch on YouTube, the YouTube is gonna be 24 hours afterwards due to Twitch policy. Because now that we're affiliates, we cannot instantly shoot it over at that time.
Yeah, I think we're gonna upload one on Saturday mornings. Did I talk to you about that?
Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to have to start doing, because 24 hours after this is going to be like 11 o'clock at night on the Friday, and I'm going to say that, and I'll have to do it for Saturday morning. But yeah, if you guys want to find me online, I am Klutzleo, Klutzleo. That is on Twitter, it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's on Steam. It's literally everywhere in the world. You can find me on that. Matt, go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you.
Yeah, basically on Twitter and here I'm at 16_bear, and that's basically just find me on Twitter, find our Discord, and then I'll hit you up on Xbox, because all my Xbox and PSN names are weird and I need to figure that out. Can't change my PSN name, so I'm stuck with Big Smexy Bear. So I gotta
Pussy Slayer wet 69.
Exactly.
Yeah, but again, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, we're going to do this every Thursday night from here on out. This is the 5th official one in a row. I think we're going to officially call it
Go Time.
Go Time. It is Go Time, and I think that's the name we're going to stick. If you guys like it, let's go from there. If you guys don't like it, let us know. But I think Go Time is where we're going to go with it, and I think we are going to call it a night. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks. Love you guys.